Hello, welcome to this tutorial on ELK stack. Here we will give you a quick overview of ELK stack. So we will start this tutorial by looking at the definition of ELK stack. So what is ELK stack? ELK stack is a stack of projects, very popular projects, that can work together to collect the logs from our applications, store it, and allow us to analyze the log in a very user-friendly manner. Basically, the three projects that it consists of are, the first one is E, that stands for Elasticsearch. As we all know, Elasticsearch is a very popular search engine, and it can store and analyze a large volume of data. The data is stored in the form of documents and in the index. So if you are very familiar with the RDBMS world, then you must have known about the table and rows. So in the world of Elasticsearch, the table is basically indices and the rows are the documents. So this component actually helps us in storing the logs. Now move to the next project, that is Logstash. Logstash helps us in collecting the logs from the applications. It has a plugin based architecture. So it can collect data or logs from variety of input sources. To collect the data, it has different input plugin for different kind of source. For example, it can collect logs from file, from HTTP, from TCP. So it has different input plugin for all this kind of source. So after collecting the logs, it can do things like filter, transform the logs. Okay. For filtering the log, it has filter plugins. Like it can drop some of the logs, or it can rename some of the fields of the logs, stuff like this. After processing the logs, then it finally sent the logs to a specific destination. And to sending the logs for a particular destination, it has output plugin. So we can use Elasticsearch output plugin to send a log to Elasticsearch. So now we have collected the log and stored the log. But we don't have a user friendly manner how we can see the logs and analyze the log. We can use KIbana, the third project of ELK, to visualize and analyze the log in a very user friendly manner. KIbana can very easily integrate with Elasticsearch, and it can show the logs of the Elasticsearch that are stored in the indices. So let us move to the next slide. We show the architecture of ELK stack. So from here that we can see that we have different kind of applications that may be running in a virtual machine or maybe in a cloud in some and as a managed source. So it can be different kind of source. So these applications will generate some kind of logs. Those are application logs. So these application logs can be collected by one of the component of the ELK, that is Logstash. As we mentioned in the previous slide, it can transform the log and send the log to the storage engine, that is the Elasticsearch in ELK stack. Once the data is stored, so we need a user friendly manner, as we discussed in the previous slide, which can be helped by KIbana to visualize the logs. So we can see that this is a very efficient architecture to collect and analyze the logs. So this becomes very useful when our application grows. So as we are going to the microservice architecture, we can have different kind of applications, and they are generated log in a different file, or maybe generating in a different way, like in different tools. So we can use Logstash to collect logs from different kind of source, and we get a centralized view of our entire applications in Kibana. So we can analyze the log and debug any kind of issue, which may be very difficult if we don't have a setup like this. So I hope that you got an idea of the ELK stack. So in subsequent lectures, we will go through the setup of ELK stack and go through a particular use case where we can understand like how it will help in our process of collecting and analyzing the logs. So thank you for joining this tutorial, and hope you to see in the next lecture. Thank you.